Can you tell me which game these kids are playing? If you cannot guess, then let me give you a clue. It is an internationally children's game. Over here, players form a group or line. One person whispers to the ear of second person, then second person whispers the message to the third person, and so on it continues. Now I am sure you have guessed this game. Yes guys, it is your game of Chinese Whisper. In different parts of country, it is known by different names like telephone, broken telephone, Russian scandal or gossip game. So yes people, in this video lecture, I am going to talk about Chinese Whisper. Okay, not Chinese Whisper, but I'm going to talk about all these games which have been originated from one single concept, that is your grapevine communication. So yes people, welcome back to my channel. In this video lecture, I'm going to explain you what is grapevine communication, factors affecting grapevine communication, limitations and advantages of grapevine communication. So yes, without any further ado, let's go ahead. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please do consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notifications bell so that you are notified every time I post a video.
Along with a formal communication in the organization, there exists a secondary channel of communication which is referred as grapevine communication or informal communication. Now, grapevine communication comes from the word grapevine, which is a creeper or a plant which can move in any direction with the support of its tendrils. In this similar way, the informal communication can move in any direction with the help of informal groups. That is the reason it is called as grapevine communication. Informal communication does not follow any direction. There is no line of command which is followed. Grapevine communication is a communication which is informal, there are three major factors responsible for grapevine communication. Number first is natural tendency. Second is informal relations, and third is lack of self-confidence. These 3 pointers you can remember through the mnemonic NEAL. Okay, NEAL doesn't mean zero, but it means natural tendency, informal relations, and L stands for lack of self-confidence. Now talking about natural tendency, there is this human tendency to share the problems with others, to talk about others, to gossip about others, and this is how the informal relations are strengthened in the organization. Number second is informal relations. In the organization, people may form informal groups within the department or outside the department, and this is how the informal communication takes place. Number third is lack of self-confidence. There are some employees who might be insecure or lack self-confidence. To do away with this self-confidence, lack of self-confidence, they form informal groups in the organization. There are different types of grapevine channels. There is this person called Keith Davies. Okay, Keith Davies is a professor who has worked extensively in the field of grapevine communication, and he has come up with the 4 different channels of grapevine communication. Number first is single strand chain. Now over here, one person informs to the other person, then that other person informs to the next person, and so on this chain gets continued. This is your linear channel of communication, which is your single strand communication. For example, A obtains the information, shares it with B, B gets the information, he will share it with C, and C will share it with D, and so on this linear channel will be formed. So this is your first type of communication, single strand communication. Number second is gossip chain. Over here, one single person obtains the information and spreads that information to others in the organization. So that this is your gossip chain communication. Next is your probability chain. In this case, the information is passed on random or selective basis. For example, Mr. A informs to the group of people, who then informs it to other group of people. Next is cluster chain. In this case, one person obtains the information, shares it with one group, who in turn will spread it to the another group, and this is how small clusters are formed. So yes, most of the informal communication takes place through the clusters. That is the reason this is called as cluster chain. Now you will be surprised to know that grapevine communication comes with both advantages and limitations. Before moving ahead with the advantages, let us talk about the limitations. Now you can remember the limitations with the help of mnemonic DAL. Okay, DAL. D stands for distortion. In the grapevine communication, there is a great deal of distortion. One might distort the message intentionally or unintentionally. There are times when there is not even a single grain of truth in the grapevine communication. Second is affects corporate image. Grapevine communication spreads like a wildfire, which might spoil the name of the organization before the management takes any remedial steps. Now in DAL, L stands for lacks credibility. Informal communication lacks credibility. One cannot rely on such communication because we are not aware about the source of the communication, source of information. You can remember the advantages with the help of mnemonic QPS. Q stands for quick transmission, P stands for promotes team spirit, and S stands for supplements formal channels. Look on the 3 advantages of grapevine communication. Number first is quick transmission. The grapevine communication spreads like a wildfire. Okay, so it is quick and the fastest way to spread any information. Number second, promotes team spirit. Grapevine communication promotes team spirit among the members in the organization. Because of grapevine communication, there is this cohesive team formed in the organization, and it might promote the team spirit in the organization. Supplement formal channel. Grapevine communication supplements to the formal channels, that is horizontal, vertical or diagonal communication. There are times when certain sensitive information cannot be spread through the official channels, but management can easily spread the information through the informal channels to the subordinate. So yes, this is how grapevine communication comes to the rescue when sensitive information is to be given. Recently I had made a video on non-verbal communication. If you want to see that video, the link will be given in the I button above. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel so that you are notified every time I post a video.